All right, well, Killer Frost here for WNNW, where we just talk about random stuff. We started out with Colin Kaepernick, and we kind of went from there. Um, Basically, these a lot of these podcasts are just party jump-ins because we feel it's more organic if you listen to, like conversations based off of, like actual people just what they're thinking rather than scripting. I mean, some scripted stuff would be nice, but we're trying to make it a little bit different. If anybody's got any ideas for even for Mo, because if you heard of Parts Personality, this starts out about Colin Kaepernick, and then it kind of goes into other stuff and kind of how we're affected and this and this, just guy talk. And then once again we circled back around. I mean, it took 2 hours, but hopefully, it's something to listen to. Obviously, I'm trying to go shorter, but sometimes the conversations get good, and then I just want to keep recording. So, if you want to hear Merco Mo or 650G or me or not me, leave comments below. You can like it, dislike it, let me know. Then I'll know what I'm doing wrong. Or you could go to on Twitter at WNNW Podcast. That's at WNNW Podcast. And give me a suggestion, something you might want to hear. You think that something that would be fun to hear about Mo talking, or because he likes to go off on stuff, different things that are going on, whether it be music, wrestling, TV, football, anything. Hell, you want to hear the backstory. You want to know why he's salty at times, or why he's, he goes off like he does, or why I do, or, how G keeps it cool. And sometimes it gets a little hectic in here, but hit us up, let us know. And before you listen to this, I'm putting this in the beginning just so, give everybody an idea of what's going to go on. Yeah, it's just basically talk. I'm trying to get it shorter, but also I don't want to edit everything out because sometimes things kind of flow back and forth. Hopefully you enjoy what we're trying to do, and if you have any input, or even if you're on Xbox 360 or PS4 and you're interested in doing something, or you have an idea of your own, hit me up, let me know. But like Mo said, Merco Mo, he said that he'd like to do one, but it's a matter of whether people like him or not. So leave some comments so that I could let him know. Or if you have questions for him or G, I'll ask him questions. I could do a Q&A session. Anyway, hoping I'm reaching some people out here about this. If you haven't subscribed, that'd be cool. And then just let us know what you'd like to hear. And I keep rambling, so I'm gonna end it here. So I'm gonna say it now in case you don't listen to all of it. Thank you for clicking.
Let's talk about shit like this all the time, yo. Like, that's the thing about doing podcasts. They're allowed to do
They boycott our shit.
Hey, no, we'll get some people that's with us. Like, we get where the crazy part is, like, if we was to really do it right, we would get a nice following. I'm telling you, because the climate is changing. Like, the pendulum is swinging back the other way because it went so far to the bullshit soft way that it's coming back. Like, and not to bring up Dave Chappelle shit, but that comedy special showed you when the Rotten Tomatoes tried to do the little rapey shit and only showed the motherfucking A critics.
I feel like Dave did it on purpose. He forced the motherfuckers that's on that bullshit to expose themselves. And I feel like that was the goal.
Real talk, but the reason why I'm saying it, like, when you but the reason why I say that is when you look at that motherfucking critic scale and they only let the critics like vote, and that shit got a 0 at first, but then when they let the audience get it, that bitch basically got 100%. Like, you seen the biasness. Like, you don't do that with nothing else. Like, you was really trying to cancel this man shit.
The fucking Young Turks, I fuck with the Young Turks, but they tried to cancel Dave Chappelle, and that shit fuck with me, dude.
Yeah,
I'm like, bro,
trash.
You motherfuckers were too sensitive to understand what he was talking about. Like, all you heard was the words that he said. You didn't try to make it make sense. Like, you didn't,
like the one Asian
try to
comedian
understand what he was saying.
I was very upset about that Asian joke he made. Like, yo, it wasn't about disrespecting you. Like, you didn't even peep what he was doing. Like, that you're
shit
a comedian.
Wasn't even about
like, that's
Asian.
Crazy.
It wasn't really about Asians.
That wasn't the joke. But that wasn't even a joke, though. Like, the Asian part, not even a funny part. It was how fucking stupid he looks. Like, that was the whole point. and you mad?
He was
you
like,
saying he look
what,
dumb doing
what
it,
if
like,
I
that's the
identified,
point.
right, the nigga said, what if I identified as Asian? How stupid
In
would
this
I look?
big nigga body. How would I look in this big nigga body?
I identify as Asian in this nigga body. This is how
That's
I
how I
feel
feel
on the inside.
That was that's the shit that made me mad.
Hey,
he
dude,
looked crazy
that shit
doing
was
that.
hella
I was
funny.
like, that was
And
the
motherfuckers
point.
lost their minds. And he exposed him. I feel like that was intentional.
They call that the they call that the snowflake generation.
Of the joke, though, yo. That's the crazy part, is how stupid he looked, and everybody was saying he looked crazy. I can't believe he did. Like, that was the point, though. Like, how the fuck is you missing the fucking point?
Right, that was exactly the point. I look stupid as fuck saying I identify as Asian in this nigga body. And he was trying to call out the motherfucker saying they identify as women when you're obviously a male. That was the whole point.
How you look to me, you look fucking stupid. Like, the shit looks crazy.
So
it does.
So with saying that, who do you think's gonna take the bullet for it to get this shit turned around? No. I'm talking about like
it's already swinging. The pendulum's already swinging back. If you really look at how shit going,
I'm telling you right now,
you're starting to see all the woke shit bombing. Oh,
this
man.
Me Too shit,
that's why
it's finna backfire on these bitches like a motherfucker.
But see,
I give
like
you
see them panicking,
years, my
right?
dude.
Like,
it's already dying down. It's already dying.
Like that, like you see a lot of people panicking.
It's still it's at its height still.
It's starting to die down. But that's why they panicking though, right? Listen, there's an article saying in the UK, that's why they don't even investigate sexual assaults and sexual harassment cases as much as they used to no more because of that. Because so many females came with line or that wasn't really sexual assault. They'd be like, well, he brushed past me and he touched my back, but it might have been on accident. And they looking at it like, that's not, like, you want us to lock him up because he bumped you by mistake?
Do you know how many women? Do you know how many women when I used to work in retail used to bump into my dick and I never said nothing? Like literally, excuse me, like trying to get through.
Is necessary, my nigga.
This shit is necessary.
It's necessary. Wow.
To a degree.
To a degree, to get a broad, this the real shit. Because to get a chick, if you really pay attention to the shit you doing, you sexy harassing a broad. Because if she didn't like you, she wouldn't allow you to do some of the things you're doing.
Right. Let me finish this statement, right? Persistence wins, bro. You can break a bitch down. Persistence wins, right? But that same persistence in chasing this woman can be called sexual harassment. Now, this is what I call sexual harassment. If you say something out of pocket and the woman says, I didn't like that, don't do that again. And you do it again, that's sexual harassment.
Yeah. You can't do it for a one-time thing. I mean, that's ridiculous.
Dude, I exist.
No.
I'm alive.
Things like you can't just walk up to a bitch at the job like, hey, pull your titty out. Like that.
No.
Yeah, that's blatant.
No.
Like that's blatant.
Yeah. That's not what I mean. That's not.
But
that's
I'm alive. I'm alive right now due to a nigga's persistent sexual harassment.
Yeah, right.
I'm alive right now.
I heard that before somewhere. Some celebrity, some comedian said that.
Did they really?
But it's real.
Yeah.
Just think about it.
That's how you got.
Like,
that's how you got.
Women tend to play hard to get.
I've been told the story of my conception by several different people.
And what a story it was.
Right. My dad used to live next door to my mom. My dad was a really good singer. He used to sing to my mom over the fence. And her bedroom faced the gate. So he would sing to her. He was trying to get at her for years, my nigga. And she eventually gave in.
Turn the whole light off.
She told him no for years.
And it was yes.
Uh-huh.
And that giving in led to me being alive right now. I can't be mad at that.
There you go.
No.
Talk to him.
Well, I mean,
that's why
I originally popped in and I was talking when I heard Colin Kaepernick is because a lot of times it's the first thing you hear. People pop off or people are just tired. It's like, and I understand.
Now, what I will give you though, Killer Frost. What I will give you, Killer Frost, is then of course a nigga was trying to make it a publicity stunt.
Yeah.
Not to the like everybody want attention. Everybody wants attention.
Dude, the guy's got millions of dollars. The guy's got millions of dollars still. Why doesn't he get some microphones and cameras and record his own version?
Like,
and then leak
some
it.
People, no, but some people would say that. Some people would say that, yo, why he just wanted some attention. Like, no, of course, everybody wants attention. Like, let's not make that an excuse. Like, everybody wants attention.
This motherfucker did that shit because he felt like the NFL was on some other shit.
Yeah, but he should have just got some. He should have just had some friends. They were there, which I'm sure we're allowed to. They had some hidden cameras.
That was the thing. They wouldn't let him do it. That was the thing. They had their own
extra people. They said no extra people, no paparazzi, no.
His lawyer could have did it. No.
Nah, dude. His lawyer tried to do it, and there was a whole bunch of terms that they didn't agree on.
Yeah, but there's
the liability waiver, all types of shit.
So they said 15 hours before the shit was supposed to happen. It's like some grassroots shit happened, and black people in the area was like, okay, we got another spot you can do it at. And you can have the news there.
I'm sure.
Okay, cool.
I'm sure if he would have told the NFL, instead of releasing a statement and told the NFL, listen, I want at least 3 of my guys there, because if you're not feeling,
that's what we telling you. No, that's what happened.
He did that, and they said no.
They had a dispute. They had a dispute about how they wanted to do it.
Then why?
Entire scenario.
Then why not? Here's two options. Say, all right, I'm coming there, but I'm only going to be there for half the amount of time I said I'd be there.
You don't
do that. Do that. No, listen.
The other person.
No, listen.
Why does that stop them from being able?
No, but I'm saying go there for half. Go there for
doing what he was afraid of.
Go there for half the time.
Being there for half the amount.
And
of time,
then go.
What he was afraid of. How?
No, and then say, look, anybody, and say, look, I'm holding another one right now. I'm heading down to this high school. Come and check out. I'm gonna do more here.
For that too.
You are aware.
For that, Killer Frost.
Yeah, but if he does both of them,
at 2 different times, you can have 2 different performances, right? You are aware of that, correct? No, not maybe. More than likely.
Well, then he should have turned it off and said, no, last minute I can't do it because this is not right. But he went, like you said, publicity stunt. He went and did it again.
But then he got criticized for that.
I would have said I had
the same shit.
But he could have said.
Talking about just you, Killer Frost. This is not just about your opinion.
They said the same shit.
We just talking about him in general. He got criticized.
The same shit. The same shit is getting criticized about now.
They just said he still don't want to play football.
The same shit.
He'd have had to follow. He'd have had to do everything the NFL said for the people not to criticize him right now. Like he'd have had to just do everything but he don't trust them. Why do everything they say if I don't trust them?
But did he truly I'm not defending him, and I know whatever. Now, did you think that he really did try his hardest, or at the last minute he said, fuck this shit, I'm doing it over here? He could have said and did a press release and said, look, I'm sorry, I was going to do it. I have my receivers.
He had a
his
plan.
Lawyers.
I believe he had a plan.
Yeah, his lawyers.
I'm going to go with what they say. If the shit look right, I'm going to do what they say. But if this shit don't look right, I'm doing my thing. Like the nigga probably went in with that mentality.
In no way did it look right. The NFL broke the norms on everything that they usually do. Fucking with Colin Kaepernick.
But why couldn't he have said, listen, the only way I'm coming is if you let me bring 2 of my receivers because I've been practicing with those guys and they will give me the best benefit.
He asked all that.
And I would have never went.
No.
And what did it do? But what did it do though?
Go.
But that's my
go.
But that's my point.
He did his own workout.
That's my point. He did the little workout himself, so all it did was it gave himself that press.
The reason why you do the workout yourself because there's still teams in the area that's going to come. Like if there's teams that's really interested in you, think about it.
That shit was bad press to
really
yes men.
Interested in you, they're going to come.
That shit was bad press to yes men.
Yeah, that's
motherfuckers who told the company lie. That was bad press to them. Anybody else who's ever been like, fuck this, I'm gonna do it myself. felt that.
That's how you. My thing is this. But if teams are really interested in you, they're gonna come to the workout anyway, which 8 teams did.
And 8 teams did.
Like that's a win. 8 teams showed up to his workout. Whether they pick him or not, you got what the fuck you asked for. Whether all 32
you got looked at by 8 teams, and 3 teams
8
teams
are really interested. So that's all you can ask
8
for.
teams came, and 3 teams said they're actually interested.
That's a win-win for me. Fuck that.
Wait, what team said they're interested?
That's a win.
They're not going to drop the names of the teams.
They didn't say what teams.
They're not going to do that.
Or not be the Dolphins.
They don't want them to have the answer.
Or not be the Dolphins. No, hell no. Hell no. We got Josh Rosen, and we're getting a new one.
The quarterback you got. He's a better quarterback than the one you got.
No, but that's the point. Look, he could be Colin Kaepernick, the man that lost.
No, he's tanking. No, he's trying to tank.
The man.
He's trying to tank to get good draft picks. He don't want to win. Like you get a good quarterback, you start winning. You don't.
No, not just that. No, not just that. Not just that. You got to look at it like this. They're in a rebuilding phase. He's the last guy you want in there because God forbid he does do good, and then something happens and he pulls his shit again. Boom! They go from playoffs to.
What shit is he gonna pull again?
If he starts doing this whole kneeling thing and starts doing his political protests and trying to use it, what if that all starts again?
He been said he was gonna stop kneeling.
He can't.
He been said that.
He said he was gonna stop kneeling.
He been said that.
He can't
he said that
because they changed the rules of the NFL to make it to where you can't do that anymore. Now, before it wasn't against the rules, they just didn't like it. They've changed.
Yeah, if you gonna do that, just don't come out.
Whenever a nigga starts doing. Whenever a black man starts doing something by the rules that white people don't like, they change the fucking rules. And that's exactly what they did right now. They changed the rules to where that's no longer acceptable.
But
it's now a rule in the NFL to where that's no longer acceptable. So he would be in the locker room during the national anthem.
Yeah, because they're
come out and stand on the field, or you can stay in the locker room or the tunnel. And if he broke that rule, he would be out.
Yeah. But what if he started doing things like what if he started doing things like in the media?
You can't say other things because he never done it. He's never.
No, that's what I'm saying. But what if he did?
You can't assume something, but you can't do that because he's never done it.
Now,
but it's a business.
About the things that they've done.
I know, but it's a business though.
Classic Republican.
What if? Republican.
We don't deal with what ifs. Like what are you talking about?
What ifism? What ifism?
Who does that?
Okay, my point is, but my point is a team like the Dolphins, you gotta figure like they're trying to get a quarterback, and if something was to happen, or should something happen,
let's say
then we're back down to the whole restart.
The Dolphins are trying to tank. There's no reason to get him because he actually might help y'all win.
Let's say
y'all
he
want to tank right now. You better off saying that.
Let's say he went to the Dolphins, right?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
They could just put him in a backup position.
Yeah, but he wouldn't want that. He wants to be a starter. Come on.
They could
he just
it doesn't matter if he wants to be a starter or not.
No, but then they offer. But when they offer him a contract,
it's not your choice.
When you offer him a contract,
you get a contract, that doesn't mean you're a starter. That just means you're on the team.
Well, you know that
guaranteed positions here.
Yeah, but that
guaranteed positions.
Well, then I would love to know what the Miami Dolphins said to, I forget his name, something Clowney, the guy who's on the Texans. They were like so close, ready to pull the trigger. Yeah, he's on Seattle, dude, and he's killing it. No, that's only because he was supposed to go to the Dolphins. And what happened was he went to meet the Dolphins, and that same day he went back to Texans and said, "I am not trading me. You are not trading me. You trade me, I will not play. I will."
Who the fuck told you that, bro?
It was in the news, dude. It was all over the news. He did not want to play for the Dolphins. He went there, did a visit
before
the trade, and he said, hell no."
What you're saying, though?
Is what I'm saying is that
if you get put in a contract to play, and you decide not to play, you know what happens? You don't get paid.
No.
No, you want no.
And he was fine with that. He was fine with that.
What happened in that situation? You want to know why that trade? It wasn't because of what Clowney said. That's not the reason why that trade didn't happen. The reason why that trade didn't happen is because they know Clowney wasn't going to sign an extension. Like there's no reason to trade for him if they know.
Yeah, but that's
sign an extension with the Dolphins.
But that's what I'm saying.
That's the main thing.
But that's what I'm saying.
He's like,
I know you're not getting it. What is the point?
Why would he go there?
Exactly.
Why would he go there?
It's
why
a
would
team.
they want that?
No.
The
Why would he
Dolphins
go
let
there?
him go there?
No, Dolphins want him.
Why would the Dolphins accept him?
Yeah, the Dolphins. No,
why would he go there? Like Killer Frost.
Why would the Dolphins?
Why would they
that?
go there? Why would he go there?
Why? Because they're gonna have almost $200 million in cap, and he could be the highest defensive end player in history, and he would get his money early off in his career.
You don't think? See, they get money no matter what. Like, they get paid no matter what.
No,
I'm saying I don't know what the situation was. You don't get it.
No, you just said the situation.
I know what Killer Frost. I know what Killer Frost talking about. I get
okay, explain it then. Say it. Explain.
We don't. Like we don't know what turned him off.
What turned him off? He's like the thing is. The thing G don't understand is why you're equating it to the Kaepernick shit, because that's the clowning is a whole different situation.
Because it's one player. Because it's one player that it's unexpected stuff can happen. Like we could get Colin Kaepernick, and then
what you mean that issue. Oh no. All right, now explain to me how that was unexpected. What was unexpected about the clown? Because he's not even on your team. So
no, he was supposed to. He was supposed to get traded, dude. I look at this shit all the time.
No. Just because people take meetings with you doesn't mean they're going to get traded to you.
No, the trade was already there.
You can look at this shit all the time.
No,
but motherfuckers can understand the same shit differently.
No, everybody get proposals. That doesn't mean that the Texans already signed and sent this shit, because if the Texans it doesn't matter what Clowney do, like, because the Texans don't care. That's the thing that you don't understand. If they can trade Clowney, get their draft picks, and they don't give a fuck what happens to the Clowney after that. If he don't sign an extension with y'all, the Texans don't give a fuck. So that's what I mean. That's what's having me like if the Texans going to make that trade, if the Texans thought that trade was good, they would make that trade no matter what. The Dolphins didn't want to make that trade because they knew that Clowney wasn't going to sign an extension. It had nothing to do with the Texans. That's what I'm saying. That shit is not unexpected. That's just business.
No, he was supposed to go there. He went and met with them, and then that night he went back to Texas, and he said, "I don't want to go there. I'm not." And you do know, like when you trade players, the draft pick also decides on how well the team.
No, they don't. No, they don't.
They don't have no power.
They don't have no.
It's not like the NBA, bro. No. They have no power.
No,
well, he made a big stink.
They don't have no power in the NFL.
Dude,
that's not.
He can make all the stink he wants.
Listen, I'm gonna tell you what happened. I'm telling you
or you don't fucking play.
I read it.
Listen to me.
Right, no. You need to listen. You need to listen.
This.
They were supposed to get a #1 draft pick for him. No, they were supposed to get a #1 draft pick for him. And he went back there and made such a huge stink in Texas that he didn't want to go. They traded him to Seattle for I think it's either like a 4th or a 7th round. They lost out on him.
He got a second. He got a second and some other shit. But
no, he got
why it didn't happen. He got a 2nd round pick for him and some other things, not just a 4th.
No, he got a 4th.
But 7th or 4th, it was one of them.
All right, time out. That's besides the point. Listen to why it happened. Like, so I'm telling you, this is why. Because no one in the NFL, no one has control over where they get traded. What happened is Jadeveon Clowney is in a contract year. If the Dolphins would have traded for him, they would have lost out if he doesn't resign. The Dolphins next the proposal because of that. Like you said, he went back to Texas like, fuck that. I don't want to go to the Dolphins. So the Dolphins said, okay, we can't do this because we're going to lose out on a draft pick and not get nothing in return. The Texans would have still got a #1 draft pick if you're telling me that's what the Dolphins was trying to trade for him. Why it didn't happen is because the Dolphins realized,
they would have still got a #1 draft pick, and there was no guarantee this nigga was going to sign.
Yeah, there was no guarantees. That was what it was because he had to re-sign before the trade actually happened. And he couldn't, and the Texans couldn't get him to re-sign before the trade happened. So the Dolphins said, fuck it, then we're not trading for him. They was trying to get insurance for this 1st round draft pick. That's what happened. That's how it went down. Like, if the Texans didn't give a fuck and the Dolphins were still willing to make that, like, if the Dolphins say, you know what, fuck it, if we get him here, we might can get the nigga to re-sign.
No,
they still would have made that trade happen. They still could have made that trade happen. It's not his choice is what I'm saying. Like, if the Dolphins would have said that and the Texans would have been like, okay, give us your #1 draft pick, they would have still did that.
The motherfucker.
They got him for a 3rd round. They got him for a 3rd round pick. Ended up getting Clowney for a 3rd round.
I thought it was a 4th.
That's close enough. That's close enough.
We both
it's a
12.
12. A 44th round, whatever.
We both close.
Man.
We both close.
7.
I said 2nd.
The point.
I said 4th. I said
Oh my
second.
God.
He started off
at
Oh lordy.
We both
second. I thought he said seventh. My bad.
Look. They did a whole trade. They were basically giving a whole bunch of trade picks and stuff to get certain. Like they gave the Dolphins a bunch of trade picks for Laramie Tunsil and Kenny Stills, and then they were supposed to get some of those trades back to get Clowney, which would have been great for them, which would have been a blockbuster thing.
They got the third and some players though. They ain't just get him. They got some players too.
They got Frank Clark for a first round pick from them, but that's what I'm saying. It's like the Dolphins missed out on this shit.
They accepted it.
No, the Dolphins did it's not that but they could have still traded for him. But what if he don't resign? Then you lose out on that draft pick. And like, what would you would have done? Because this year you're tanking.
Hey,
like y'all not trying to win. This year you're tanking.
Hey Mo, my boy Max is a big Miami Dolphins fan and a superior Raider hater. Super, super quiet this year, bro.
He know that tanking. They're trying to get a #1 draft pick to either get a good because they got a couple good quarterbacks in the draft coming out of college.
They're
right now.
doing
So they're trying to get
what
one
the
of them.
Lakers should have done last year.
Well, they
got a #1 draft pick. And
no, but
they still could have got Anthony Davis.
No, but see the Dolphins. Like here, I'm telling you guys right now, and I'm going to become an Eagles fan next year if the Dolphins fuck up this draft and don't get Burrows, because Tua is out. Tua has a broken hip. You can't take a chance on a guy like that.
Why hold it? Fuck all that. But why do you think hold?
If you become an Eagles fan, you were never a Dolphins fan.
I ask you one question.
Well, no, because I was I was an Eagle fan in high school long before I was a Dolphin fan.
I don't care about that shit. I don't give a fuck about that.
My God.
What I'm saying is, fuck all that. Why do you think Burrows? Why you think you should pick Burrows?
I'm bandwagon. Then losing to the worst people. Come on.
Fuck all that. Why should they pick Burrows?
Huh?
Why should they pick Burrows?
Well, because the whole tanking thing for one thing.
No. Why should they pick Burrows? No,
I am telling you. No. Listen. The thing is, it's one. We have 3 #1 draft picks. They could trade those and get the #1 overall. Actually, they don't need to get the #1 overall because that defensive end, I forget his name. He's actually the #1 guy to go out. So they could go for #1 and #2.
Tell me why should they pick Burrows?
Because Burrows was doing better than Tua this year. And he showed more confidence, and everybody's saying that he's NFL ready. He's NFL ready.
Just because everybody's saying he's NFL ready, and
on the fact too.
That's what it is. Like talking about, you know where Joe Burrows come from, right? Like he was a back at Ohio State and he couldn't even get in the starting position. That's why he left there and with the LSU. LSU ain't had no quarterbacks. That's why Burrows went there. Is what I'm saying. Like people think he's a good prospect, but he couldn't even handle it in the Big Ten. But because the one time that they beat Alabama in like 10 games. Now he's an NFL #1 draft pick. Like that's what we doing here?
No. He's doing good like all year compared to Tua.
But when you look at his competition, it's not the same too. Like you understand that, right?
Oh no, yeah, but that's like our little XFL NFL talk. But my point is that it's
like what are you talking about?
Look at the NFL. Look at the NFL right now. Look at how many quarterbacks are going down. How many quarterbacks are leaving? It's changing. Even the landscape's changing. Now Tua is obviously possibly.
What's that got to do with being Joe Burrows being another?
But that's because they should sign Kaepernick, nigga.
No.
Make that nigga a backup.
No, but here's the thing.
Kaepernick, make him a
I just want to know why you think
Josh
should be the guy.
Josh Rosen is a good backup. But no, listen. The thing is because he's not trash.
Better than Cap?
Dude, if you watch the Dolphin games, if you watch the first 5 Dolphin games,
you telling me a 10th overall draft pick got traded the very next year after getting drafted and then get benched and he's not trash?
Benched, dude. They never planned on making him. They never planned on giving him a fair shake.
No, that's not what I asked you. No, listen to what I did. He was the 10th overall draft pick last year's draft. Played in Arizona for 1 year. Gets traded immediately and then get benched for Ryan Fitzpatrick. I love you too, fat boy.
Well, that's because
are you serious?
You do know how Fitzpatrick plays, right? Okay. Have you watched?
No.
I'm explaining to you.
I know football.
I'm explaining to you.
Like, that's the thing. Like Frost. I'm a football fan. Like that's
Fitzpatrick.
My favorite sport of all time. I know who Ryan Fitzpatrick is. He's a Harvard quarterback. He actually went to Harvard and started his career in Buffalo. I know who Ryan Fitzpatrick is. Like
Ryan Fitzpatrick is. He's a Bernie Kosar. He's a Chad Pennington. He's a Nick Foles.
No, he's not.
He's a quarterback.
No, he's not.
He's a quarterback.
Nick Foles a Super Bowl winning quarterback. How the fuck?
And who the fuck got him there, dude? Who got him there? He didn't play the whole season. What happened the next season?
Who got him there?
What happened the next season? He didn't do shit.
In the Super Bowl.
It don't matter.
No, but Nick Foles.
Oh, okay. So you're telling me. So you're telling me.
Nick
You're
Foles
telling me.
played the majority of that season. You know that, right? You know.
So you're telling me they were undefeated? No, they were undefeated.
No, they wasn't undefeated. They wasn't undefeated.
Until
they
he
were
played.
13-3 in the regular season. What are you talking about?
No, they were undefeated. They were undefeated that year until he played. When he played, they lost. They were undefeated.
Right.
Carson Wentz went down, dude. Okay, you're telling me that if he's a Super Bowl winning champion and he's a great quarterback, so then you're telling me Jeff Hostetler was better than Phil Simms? Hostetler took over.
I didn't say he was a great quarterback, but
just like Colin Kaepernick took over.
Game. But Ryan Fitzpatrick never even been to the playoffs and won a playoff game. And you compare him to a nigga that won the Super Bowl. Like my point. Like Ryan Fitzpatrick never even. What has he done?
Exactly.
What has Ryan Fitzpatrick done?
Exactly.
And you compare him to a dude that got playoff wins and a Super Bowl ring.
A dude who did so good, dude. He was so awesome.
No, it's not about how good he did.
He got $100 million contract.
For you, no, what has Ryan Fitzpatrick done to compare to Nick Foles? Nick Foles did not get.
That's my point. Look, listen, stop talking. Ryan Fitzpatrick.
Who's you talking to?
Nick Foles got $100 million. He got $100 million and never amounted to
Answer the question.
Ryan Fitzpatrick goes to different teams, does great. And then when he gets a starting job, he starts out good and
I'm getting hit with this pig. I'm getting hit with this pig glitch again, bro.
Super Bowl and how you a Super Bowl MVP and you don't amount to nothing?
Dude, quarterbacks are always the MVP. That's stupid.
No, they're not.
Quarterbacks, they're always.
Julian Edelman just won it last year. What are you talking about?
Yeah, and then a defensive player on Pittsburgh won it.
Ass pig glitch again on
that was it,
bro.
Ray Lewis won it before.
It's the dirtiest shit in the world.
What are we talking about?
It's the most coward shit
Desmond
ever.
Howard, a special teams player, has won it before in the Super Bowl for our Packers. It's not just always the quarterback. The quarterback got to play special.
Ryan Fitzpatrick
to win the MVP.
Ryan Fitzpatrick, Chad Pennington, Nick Foles. There's a couple other people. They all have something in common. Is it they're backups? Yeah, they show signs.
Are trash.
But yeah, then Nick Foles next year couldn't do dick. So he's trash too. And then now he's in Buffalo, right? Wait, where did he get in Jacksonville?
No, he's not in Buffalo. He's in Jacksonville. He got hurt. He was actually shining until he got
hurt again?
In the game that he was in.
He got hurt again?
Yes, he got hurt again?
Season.
I'm talking about
he got hurt again.
Then got hurt and then came back. Like what?
That's my point. He's Ryan Fitzpatrick.
But what is your point?
Because they knew Ryan Fitzpatrick would be the kind of guy that would show promise and then let them down, just like he did even in Tampa Bay the year before. He got the starting job, and
he never showed promise in Miami though. Like what do we? No,
that's my point.
Miami thought they could win with him.
No, they knew they couldn't. That's why he's there, dude. Josh Rosen was doing good.
So then what was the point of paying Josh? No, he was not. Now you ready to sit here and lie and say Josh Rosen was doing good when he played this year? Like you really ready to do that for us?
Yeah, he was getting some good passes out there. Yeah, dude. If you watch the first 5 games, I challenge you to watch the first 5 Miami Dolphin games this season. You will see how the coach made terrible decisions. Here, give Kenyon Drake the ball to run it in within 10 yards of the end zone. He fumbles all the time. Kenyon Drake is garbage. Okay? Boom, fumbles it. Plenty of times he could have challenged the play. He didn't challenge it.
Oh, you're a fan that's mad. Okay, we're not looking at this objective. We cool.
No, so they know with Fitzpatrick that it's not a guaranteed thing, but yet he's been around longer.
I'm cool.
That's what I'm saying. He's making decisions to tank. Cool. Dude, they won 2 weeks in a row and then they just lost? Like, really? They won pretty good 2 weeks in a row and suddenly they lose? Like, what changed?
You beat. Who did they beat them to? You beat other bum-ass teams. That shit, man.
It doesn't matter, dude. You still won.
What?
You still won. A win's a win, dude. A win's a win, regardless. The fact that they scored, which is something that the Miami Dolphins have a hard time doing, is scoring on offense. They've had a hard time doing that for the last 20 years, dude. They'd be lucky if they break 20 points.
Bro. I hate you, bro.
But that's my point.
My point
is they need a quarterback.
I really don't care about the Dolphins. It was just the point you comparing Ryan Fitzpatrick to Nick Foles, a Super Bowl winning quarterback with it.
Super Bowl winning quarterback that hasn't amounted to jack. That hasn't amounted to jack
shit. He won the Super Bowl. His career is good. Dude,
the whole team.
Like he's good.
The whole the
he's
team.
Good.
What, dude? The team. They're like It was almost
what's the purpose?
The whole team was great. They had great players. The whole team.
Killer Frost. What is the purpose of playing football?
It's to win, yeah.
So he done that, right?
But he had it. But he had a great supporting cast.
So he did accomplish his purpose then, right?
But he had a great supporting cast, offense and defense.
I'm not saying that's not my point. That's not my point. Every team that wins the Super Bowl has a great team. There's not one team in the NFL that wins the Super Bowl with just one great player.
And once the Eagles let go once the Eagles let go 3-4, they're good players.
I don't care about that. Tell me a team that won a Super Bowl that had just one great player and the rest of the team was trash.
That's not the point. He had a great. That is the cast.
point. You just
the players. He had
every
a ton.
Super Bowl winning team, though. That's the point. Every Super Bowl winning team has a great team. That's why they won the Super Bowl. The whole team was good. Like you can't talk.
So last year,
the team was good, but every other Super Bowl winning team.
So last year,
Tom Brady don't get his respect because the Patriots was good. Like
so last year,
6 of them motherfuckers.
So last year when he won when he won the Super Bowl and the MVP, and then the next year he because he didn't have receivers that made him good, then he lost a job back to Wentz. Then he lost back to Wentz
in the playoffs. Then they went back to Foles and they lost in the playoffs. They lost in the playoffs. You forgot. Carson Wentz got hurt again. Nick Foles won them 2 more games, got them to the NFC Championship, and they lost. Like, what are we talking about? He won those games in the playoffs last year.
You do remember where Nick Foles came from, right? You do remember how Nick Foles
came from
right?
Philly. He was in Philly. He went 26-2 throwing the touchdowns. They gave him a nice contract. He sucked for 2 years. They traded him to the Rams, and then now he's back showing off. Like, that's what happened. I know where Nick Foles came from. I know. He was the guy that took over after Mike Vick left for real. Like, I understand this. Like, what are we talking about?
Exactly. So he had a good run. Doesn't make him a great quarterback.
No. I never said he was a great quarterback, but Ron Fitzpatrick is trash.
Exactly. That's what I was trying to say.
Nick Foles not trash though. Like he has multiple good seasons in the NFL. Ron Fitzpatrick has none. Like that's my point.
You know who else was really good too? Oh, God, I wish I remember his name. There was a guy that was behind Aaron Rodgers when Aaron Rodgers got injured, and this guy threw nothing but touchdowns. This guy was good, and he went to 4 different teams.
And Russell Wilson took his job in Seattle. That's who Russell Wilson took his job in Seattle. Matt Flynn.
Matt Flynn,
a big dumbass contract with Seattle, right? This lets you know that
and he had a couple good seasons.
You don't decide who starts or not. That offseason, after what he did with my Packers, he went and signed a big dumbass contract with Seattle. Seattle then drafts Russell Wilson in the 4th round, and before the season starts, named him as a starter. You just paid this nigga millions and millions of dollars, and then told him, you know what? You're the backup. No one has control in the NFL or what the fuck happens to them, bro. That goes to that point, too. I'm glad you brought the Matt Flynn shit up. That goes to that point.
Yeah, but as I'm saying is like with the Dolphins, when they need a quarterback, they need somebody who, because for the over 20 years since Marino retired, they haven't had a quarterback that was steady enough that did the job that they could build around.
How about you get Kaepernick and make him be a backup so you can get one of these good young up-and-coming mobile quarterbacks out the draft?
Who just said
because that's what you need to get. You need to get one of these young mobile quarterbacks out the draft and let Kaepernick be his backup and school him like they doing with RG3 and Lamar Jackson in Baltimore. Why can't we do that? Because you got niggas like Josh McCown that never been a good quarterback.
So you're telling me Colin Kaepernick? You're telling me Colin Kaepernick will play for like $3-4 million a year?
Why wouldn't he?
He wouldn't. He'd want more.
That or nothing.
That's not what happened. Like you don't know what he wants. Like you gotta understand. Like all I know is what actually happened. You're telling me what you think you know. All I know is certain teams offered him certain shit, and this is what he asked for. Like this shit is out there. This is what he asked for. And a lot of these teams, he didn't ask for a lot of money. That wasn't why he didn't get on the team. It was the opportunity. It was about the opportunity that they was playing with. Like when you dive into a story, like dive into the whole story. I'm not fully on Kaepernick's side. I want you to understand that shit. He's done a lot of shit that I don't agree with. So though, I don't want you to say like, no, because I'm not just pro Kaepernick. But what I am though is pro fairness. That's what I'm about. So if we ready to do anything, then we're gonna be fair about everything. And that's it.
Yeah, but wasn't he?
That's all this shit is about.
But wasn't he open? Wasn't he able to get signed ever since this stuff happened, or was he banned from the NFL?
No. This is what happened.
No team wanted to fuck with him at all.
Okay.
No, that's not what happened. At first, that's not what happened at first. At the very first, when the shit kicked off, he was still on the 49ers. He opted out of his contract. They was gonna buy him out anyway, or they was gonna release him anyway. So that's why he opted out. Like they was gonna do that anyway. So he opted out of his contract. Denver then offers him a contract, but it wasn't like he wanted the opportunity to become the starter, and I don't believe they wanted to really give him the opportunity to become the starter. It wasn't about the bread. So he said no to that. Now, the other opportunities they was just talked about, wasn't none of them really real. Now, the Ravens can say that they was going to give him a chance. His girl did fuck up with that dumbass tweet. Like, the bitch shouldn't have put that dumbass tweet out there. Because that shit was
idiot shit.
Yeah, that was
some idiot shit.
That doesn't mean that the Ravens actually was going to sign him either, because there was nothing in paper. So we really don't know if they was going to sign him. Now, after that actually transpired, then no one looked into him. Seattle gave him an interview, but then said he's not what they was looking for. I'm like, I don't know how when you got a mobile quarterback, he can be a great backup. You got a pocket passer behind him. Like, that's just stupid as shit. That's how that shit went. And ever since then, ain't nobody ever looking to getting him.
I was surprised Denver never tried to give him something, because they need a quarterback.
He did. That's what did you say? That's what.
There's a bunch of teams that
No. I'm talking about like really let him be the starter, because they need a quarterback. Like totally.
No, it's because like what you don't understand in the NFL, like besides Kaepernick, we let's leave the Kaepernick shit alone, right? The wrong thing about the NFL is a lot of these owners and GMs want full control of these players, and a lot of these players don't be wanting to give that shit up. This is why they don't go to certain teams, like certain these players, like nah, yo, I'm not, because they know that they're not gonna be able to do certain things that they want to do in certain organizations. That's what happens in NFL a lot. Like they really want control. Like this shit really ain't the NBA. The NBA got way more control because they generate so much money, like as individuals. The individuals don't generate the money in the NFL. The actual teams generate the money. So that's why the players don't have the same power. Now, there are certain niggas like Tom Brady, Aaron Rodgers, like they're outliers, but for the most part, you don't have that. Like in the NBA, every team got that one player that generates a lot of motherfucking money.
Yeah.
Like in the NFL, the team going to generate money no matter what.
Well, see, I don't know. I know he's under a lot of different like things for what he did, what he didn't do, what they were doing, and
my
how
point
they're
is
controlling
this:
it.
why can't he? Like this my problem. There's niggas in the league, Killer Frost, that have killed people, like literally killed people, and they have a job. What are we talking about? What are we talking about? Like, he broke no laws, and you saying this man don't deserve a job? Not you, but people are saying he don't deserve a job. Like, is you kidding?
No,
we can't be serious.
No, it's you do know that like the viewership for the NFL did drop once everybody started doing all that kneeling and started doing all this stuff. They're just like,
I don't give a fuck about none of that shit. I understand.
No, I know, but they do, because it's a business. It's a business.
Drop. There's a lot of racists out there, bro.
There's a lot of reasons. It wasn't, but this the thing. It drops because of both sides. There was sides that didn't like them banning Kaepernick, so they didn't watch no more, and there was people that didn't like them kneeling, so they didn't watch no more. It wasn't just people didn't like them kneeling, so they stopped watching. It was people on both sides that stopped watching. What? Yes. That's the thing about that.
That's what I'm saying. It's like a lot of teams, and like, okay, now the Dolphins are tanking. If you watch their games, a lot of the people aren't even in the arena. The arenas are half empty.
This is what I would give you.
There's a lot of different things that make, and that costs them money, and they don't want that.
No, I ain't even talking about this. What I give you, they don't want the publicity that the
exactly
the media that comes with it. Now, that, yes, I understand that aspect, because that. You just don't want to have to deal with the shit.
Yeah.
But if the nigga really can help you win, why not? It doesn't matter. You'll get more money with the publicity anyway if you have.
Yeah, but that also happened.
Like,
but you gotta
business.
You gotta remember that also happened with Brandon Marshall. That happened with Ocho. Well, Brandon Marshall apparently there was Brandon Marshall, the receiver. There was an incident.
What happened?
I forget. I think it was either New York or something. There was something where he hit somebody. No, that was Ocho.
He didn't do it.
Well, that's what I'm saying. But they did.
It was Brandon Marshall too in the club. The camera pointed out that it really wasn't him. But that wasn't. Ocho he got in trouble for headbutting his girl in a car, so she said.
He actually went to jail for that too, didn't he?
But that's not why Ocho didn't get signed. Ocho didn't get signed because
Ocho was with the Dolphins. No, he was with the Dolphins, and the Dolphins let him go.
Ocho said it himself. No, because he wasn't performing. That's performing.
No. Joe Philbin, one of the worst coaches that they hired, he actually let him go because he was trying to be like Belichick. He didn't want any kind of drama.
No, but what I'm saying is he wasn't performing though. Like.
No, it's preseason. He never even played.
Why would I take the ball?
He never played. No, he never took a snap.
But if I'm talking even in practice, it's even in practice. You're not worth it.
Why? No, they said it was because of that. They said because Philbin because that was around the same time that whole Jonathan Martin thing happened too. So he didn't want to deal with Ocho because of the whole Jonathan Martin. No,
but Ocho also got cut from the Patriots too, right? During that same time.
Oh yeah. He got to go to the Super Bowl.
He wasn't performing. That's what I'm saying. But
they weren't using him.
Like Ocho wasn't the same Ocho.
Yeah, no, but see, Belichick is smart because he still had him on the field. Even if you don't throw to him, you still got to take one of your good guys to cover him. So that helps open up the other guys.
Like if you're not the same person, why would I sign you or keep you on the team if you're not going to help me win?
Well, what about Terrell Owens? He went to Cincinnati. He did better than Ocho. Then he went to Buffalo, and he did great. And then nobody would sign him after that.
Great in Buffalo. He only had 955 yards. Let's not do that.
For Buffalo, that's pretty good. Since Buffalo was always kind of.
He actually went to Cincinnati after Buffalo.
Are you sure?
That's what happened. Yes.
I thought it was Buffalo. I thought it was Cincy first. Because Ocho, when he
That's how he got to Cincinnati, because Chad Ocho lobbied for him to come there. What? Oh no, don't sit in the chair and leave it alone. No, leave the chair alone. Like the people that you're talking about, you understand towards the end of their career, they start falling off. Like T.O. didn't have the same hands. He wasn't creating the same separation that he used to. Like T.O.'s my favorite wide receiver of all time.
Yeah, that dude, you never knew it though.
It just wasn't working.
Yeah.
Like, what's the point?
Like he was trying too hard to be like Deion Sanders on offense. Like he was trying to be an offensive version of Deion, being all like flash. Signing autographs and shit. No.
That's what he did. Like that was T.O.
But it was
popcorn ready.
I know, but that was a little later. That was like pre-Snowflake era, or where people took that stuff, got mad about that stuff.
Popcorn ready.
That's what I'm saying.
They got the cheerleader pom-pom, start doing the cheer. I love that shit.
Don't they get fined? Don't they get fined for certain types of taunts and
My
stuff?
man pulled the Sharpie out of sock and signed the football and gave it away to a fan. Fuck you mean?
You got fined for that shit. Yeah.
That's the same nigga that wiped his ass on the goalpost, right?
No, that's Randy Moss. Randy Moss wiped his ass on the goalpost.
Wow.
That wasn't Randy Moss. That was Ocho Cinco.
Oh, no, we're talking about Terrell Owens. We're on T.O.
Yeah, we talking about T.O.
Terrell Owens, Ocho Cinco. Fuck Randy Moss, nigga.
Damn. Oh yeah, because he in Oakland. Nah, Oakland. He ain't play. He ain't play for real.
Yeah, it was funny. Tim Brown was laughing. Tim Brown was laughing. He was on the sidelines and laugh. Bro. He would laugh.
Nigga, man. Hey, bro, real shit. I don't usually like to use the nigga word in front of Caucasians, but fuck that. Fuck Randy Moss.
Oh no.
Fuck you.
I need a baby wipe. You're making me feel so dirty.
Tell me how you really feel.
I'm telling you right now, bro. I'm telling you right now, bro.
Tell me how
fuck
you really
Randy Moss,
feel. Shit.
We had a quarterback that did exactly what Randy Moss' specialty was. Throw it high.
Yep. That fucker used to hurdle people.
Trash. Don't you do that, yo.
What?
Aaron Brooks was some goddamn garbage.
Wait.
Don't you do that,
He was garbage. No. He was garbage. But his passes that was garbage was the exact kind of shit that Randy Moss used to bring down and run.
Yo, yeah. Speaking of which,
down and run. Fuck Randy Moss.
Thank you for the.
That was the last time I was really into sports, bro. He's part of the reason I don't fuck with sports no more. Fuck Randy Moss, bro.
Okay. Let me shift this now.
I fuck with right now is combat sports.
Almost.
Cause like you get punched in the face, you get punched in the face.
Let's shift this.
Politics and a nigga whooping your ass.
Hey Mo.
There's no politics in a nigga whooping your ass. Fuck Randy Moss.
Hey Mo. Let me speak to G on for a second on something. Get his opinion. All right, you brought up what? What?
That's not for the heaven.
You can't let him hear it.
You
he can't have an opinion.
No, right?
Hey Mo, let me give my opinion first, and then you can chime in.
Yeah. Because he.
But I just want him to understand that I have the option to say no. I just want him to understand that I have the option to say no to that. Like no.
I feel abused in this party. Yo, no, seriously.
You feel abused?
Listen.
Abused. Look, there you go playing the role. There you go playing the role.
Yo, man.
Playing the role.
Tonight, on Tuesday night, playing the role of a white woman, Killer Frost. I feel so abused. I want to be heard.
Nobody said that but you, bro.
Yeah, I know. I just said it. And I'll take it.
He said he was going to get ahead of it.
Yeah.
Ahead of it.
All right, listen. So anyway, all this talk about Colin Kaepernick, all this talk about him and getting a fair chance and all this. Whatever happened with Jamarcus Russell? How come like no other teams ever gave him a chance once he got cleaned up? Was he just done, shot down the water?
It was too late.
Too late.
He didn't have the passion. He didn't have the passion for football. He didn't want to play.
No, he did come back. He did do different tryouts and try to come back. I mean. It's almost similar to like Teddy Bridgewater, where Teddy Bridgewater was kind of blah. Wherever he went, he was okay, but blah. And then he goes to
New
Orleans.
Win.
And then he goes to New Orleans. Then he's doing really good now. It's like he found his passion. Want to at WNNW.
Well, motherfuckers that don't have social
podcast.
Media like I don't have it are dinosaurs.
Nah, not
like
really.
Me. I'm a fucking dinosaur. I got Facebook.
I don't even fuck with Facebook anymore. I'm so tired of that.
I got a Twitter so I can talk shit to 2K.
At WNNW podcast. See, I would love for people to I would love for people to go on the Twitter to at WNNW podcast or leave messages on here about things they want to hear Mo talk about or hear things that you talk about.
Oh my God!
I mean, I think that would be good.
It's a radio show. It's over.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. And
we
then
all
I would
going
like.
Down. We all going down.
I would like. I would like it.
Going down.
Oh, I had to set.
We might go to jail. We might go to jail for a normal ass conversation.
You see, I had to set YouTube to non-kid stuff now.
Oh shit! What you mean, though? Wow,
no,
I'm gonna get us locked up.
They have a new thing now where.
Really?
Huh?
Really? This is the thing. You in these conversations, you are Trump-like.
Me?
No, Mo. Not like he's lying. This nigga Donald Trump. This is the thing, though, bro. This nigga be telling the truth a lot, but then he be lying a lot too. Mo doesn't do the Trump-like lies. Mo does the Trump-like truths to where the truths are so blunt and disrespectful, where motherfuckers get their feelings hurt.
So
like this motherfucker. Donald Trump is so rich that he feels like he should be able to say whatever the fuck he wants to say. Mo just says whatever the fuck he wants to say.
So what you're saying is, I need you to send me a picture of Mo, and I need to make his face orange and give him Trump's hair. Why would I send you a
picture of Mo?
No, so that I can put it on a thing and he give his own show. So I can give his own show so people can see. Make him look like Donald Trump.
Need no fucking.
No, man, they gonna protest my shit.
Comb over, no coiffed bar.
I just need the
But
face.
that's the bad part about it, right? If I believe if I was to actually have the show and talk about the things that I talk about, I would get a lot more supported than people would think. Like it would come out the woodworks because
I don't doubt
real.
that you would get support, but motherfuckers would hate. Like they would really hate.
But that's the whole point of it, though. Bad. But that's the whole point of it, though.
All I'm about is fairness, though. What you mean? How they gonna hate fairness? That's the thing about it. That's all I'm about.
The shit
It's
that
fairness.
you consider fair, even though I agree with your idea of fairness, that these motherfuckers, that's not fair now. Fair is like getting exactly what you want, making people not be able to say specific words and terms.
Right.
That's fair now.
Well, I mean, if you could think of something, Mo, that you can stick to, and I mean, of course, you got to keep the N word to a minimal, because I'm not gonna go through the whole thing and just mute it, because that's, dude, I'm not gonna listen to a whole thing.
Fuck out of you.
Yeah, that shit take forever, you know, and that's actually difficult to do. But if you got a show, you got an idea for a show, and whoever else could be in there, hell, you won't even have to hear my voice. You could just talk, and then, well, you'll hear my voice, but not on it. And I would tell you, all right, well, we're hitting a certain time, and then so this way you'll be aware of a time, and I can keep you at a time frame. I mean, if anybody listens to this, I really wish people would respond to this at either at WNNW podcast or comment section below, and
shit
like to hear something from Mo.
Like
That'd be great.
It's gonna take a long time for motherfuckers to catch on. Because
it ain't, you had to get a strong core following and really.
Yeah, but I'm getting like 40. I'm getting, it's not a lot, but I'm getting like almost 50 views. So there's 50 people that are listening to you. So there's got to be at least 10 people that have an idea or similar like you. That
they like the honesty. They like the honesty of it.
But see, that's the thing. I would love it if someone would comment, so that this way they could even suggest, like if you have a show.
Say that at the end of the thing. Say that at the end of the recording.
Well, I'm saying it right now. I've been recording, dude. You've been.
I understand you saying it right now. I'm just saying, but
yeah, well, I want to wrap this up.
Better fashion, like just. You could have just been done that.
No, I'll do it. I'll do it again.
No, what I'm saying is, you got to chop it up, because this is.
I'm gonna put it at the beginning.
What we were just talking about for the last.
I'm gonna put it at the beginning. I'm gonna put it at the beginning.
Yeah, you can put it at the beginning.
But the thing is though, it's if you could think of a name of a show that would go with something that you could do. Dude, I'll put it together. I mean, as long as you're willing to do it weekly. I mean, you're always on Xbox. If you're willing to do it weekly, I could record it, and if you had someone else, even if it was just you and G talking, I would just be in the background to where it wouldn't record my voice. I would record yours.
In the party.
Well, I did. That's what I did.
Like, in the party, Nick.
Yeah.
No, I'm talking about if he wanted something.
That's cool.
If he wanted something scripted for him, as far as something that he decides.
I don't do scripts. We
not
do
script, but you know what I mean. I'm talking about one.
But we gotta have information to back up what we're talking to, though. As long as we have that, now that's the thing. It's doing the research to have the information to back it up, because it's real simple. A lot of this stuff is real simple.
Well, that's why I like the whole idea. Like
discuss all these things.
Like G said, you just don't jump on a party and then like people could get educated based off of what you say, and they go, "Oh, okay, I didn't know that."
Now,
at least get real reactions.
Now, I do have to stop being so abrasive, because that could turn some people off, because I do be too goddamn aggressive.
Yeah.
That's the issue that I have, because I don't know how to sugarcoat this shit. Like, there's no point to me to sugarcoat nothing, because that's how I would love someone to tell me. Like, if I'm fucking up, I'd rather somebody say, "Hey, Mo, you fucking up, bro. Fix this shit." Like, I'd rather someone just say that than yo, let me talk to you, yo. I'm saying, yo, I don't like that, because it's not going to hit. Love you too, fat boy. Because it's not going to hit the same way to me. I don't understand. Now, some people can't accept aggressiveness like that.
They love me, y'all. That's fucked up.
Oh, that's your fault. Hey, don't feel bad. You got people out there that love you. You got people out there that love you. You all right. You all right.
I remember when my son was a baby, he used to tell me he loved me all the time. That shit was dope. This nigga hates my guts right now.
Oh.
What?
Alright, well.
But the thing about a lot, that shit just, you can't pay attention to a lot of that shit, though. Like, any of this shit out here. Like, that's the thing. I don't allow none of this shit to weigh on my mind. I just like talking shit with the homie. That's why we discuss these things. Even when I'm talking about my bro getting on my nerves. That shit at the wall, that shit don't do nothing to me. I don't give two fucks.
I feel like a nigga be waiting for me to get on sometimes.
Oh.
That's when like shit that really like, cause I hate being confused. Like that's the thing. Like when I'm really confused about something, I'll be like, hold up, bro. Like maybe I'm looking at this shit wrong. Like I gotta be. Let me see. There's other motherfuckers out here. I be talking to multiple people in those type of situations. I'll be like, yo, cause that's the thing that be like when like, cause sometimes she'll get me sometimes, cause she'll fuck with my hair. I'll be like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like that's the thing that fucks me up talking with females. Like they'll start with one thing and then go somewhere else or try to make a point that got nothing to do with what the fuck we talking about, and then they be acting like yeah, and I'll be like, what the fuck?
Don't you love it? Don't you love it when you say to them, when you say, give me an example, and they can't? It's like, because you can't.
Nah, I don't even do that shit. That ain't even what I'm finna do no more, because that shit ain't even, that shit get you in a worse argument.
It don't work.
I ain't got time for that shit. That shit don't work. So I'll be like, all I tell them, like, yo, that shit don't make sense, and I'm not falling for it. Well, like, listen, I heard what you said, but that shit ain't right. I'm not hearing it. Like, it ain't even no point of you making an example. That shit, because it ain't no point. Like, I've learned the easiest way to handle shit is just to stick to my guns and not really argue at all. But like, yeah, yo, I ain't for that shit. This is how I feel about it, and that's it. Yeah, that's it.
All right, well, I'm going to stop recording here because it seems like you got a lot of, it's been a while.
Oh, yeah, you can go ahead and stop that shit. We gonna keep talking though. You go ahead and stop that shit. This is the type of shit we do every day.
We can do this shit all day.
I'm saying the type of topics. I'm talking about the type of topics.
I'm talking about the type of topics.
That shit. This is just a regular conversation that we do. This is nothing new.
It's like a typical weeknight. Typical weeknight.
Me and G was talking about Cap. Cause that's the thing. Cause me and G don't totally agree on the Kaepernick shit. I told you that shit from the jump. Cause I knew of things. I'm like, yo, if you really wanted to play, it was other things he could have done. But I understand why he didn't do it.
Yeah.
Whether I agree with you or not, I understand why. That's the shit that make me mad. Yeah, because a lot of people don't think that. They think, man, this nigga just constantly agree on any and everything. We like, no, that's not how that shit go down, bro. Like, we have heated discussions in here, and we go back and forth and debate both sides of how we feel about this situation.
All right, that's so it. Before I hit stop, I want a quick question for both of you guys. Mo, you first. Where we started at, Colin Kaepernick. Second chance, yes or no?
What?
Just breaking up. You think okay, Colin Kaepernick, do you think he should get a second chance, yes or no?
Do he deserve a second chance?
Yeah.
Everyone deserves a second chance. I don't.
All right. Who
this
do you
is
think?
The thing. Like this is my thing. I don't believe he should be treated special. Like if the nigga can play football, then give him a tryout. And if he make a team, he make the team. Now I don't believe he should just make the team just because he Kaepernick and he feels as though like a lot of this bullshit happens to him. So like you're not gonna help nobody win. I don't want you on my team if you can't help me win. I don't give a fuck about nothing else.
Okay, so where do you think would be a good fit for him? Don't say Dolphins. Don't want to hear that.
No, it ain't. It's not like this is the thing. I don't believe the Dolphins is a good fit because in my mind, this is how I look at shit. Like there's a quarterback named Josh McCown in the league. He's a career backup, and what I mean by that, he normally goes to teams that got young quarterbacks that just got drafted, and he's there just to give them support. Kaepernick can do that for these young mobile quarterbacks. We finally got that type of quarterback in RG3 and the Ravens. Like the Ravens did not sign RG3 to an extension because they believe that he can take the job from Lamar Jackson. No, he's there just to give Lamar Jackson support because they're both mobile quarterbacks, and RG3 already went through some of the things that Lamar Jackson is going to go through now. So Kaepernick can do that for Kyler Murray in Arizona. Any other of these young quarterbacks that might get drafted next year that's coming out the draft, he could be their backup. So there's a lot of places he could go. Like in Buffalo, Josh Allen, he may be a white quarterback, but he's more of a mobile quarterback. Kaepernick can go up there and give him support. Now, I don't know, but he might be better than him, so he actually might take the job from him, so I don't know about that. But still, that's what you do with Kaepernick. I don't believe that he should just get a starting job. Hell no. You better go somewhere and fight for that shit.
All right, G, what about you?
Do I think he should get a second chance? Yeah.
As a starter?
Better than half of the quarterbacks in the league.
Okay, where do you think he'd be a good fit?
That's better than half of the starting quarterbacks in the league.
Yeah.
So that should at least land him a second man spot.
Where do you think he'd be the best? Where do you think he would thrive?
I don't know. I couldn't tell you that.
Oh, okay. Me personally, I think Denver should take him because Denver kind of has the pieces, and he's a big guy. He's a big guy, and always a quarterback. Always a quarterback.
They don't
GM.
got a good team though.
Yeah, but they could build around him, like you said, and he can make the next guy better. You can build people around him.
He's
get a guy just like him.
He's too old to build around. That's like he's not good for a rebuild. That's what I'm saying.
No. For a couple years.
For a rebuild.
No, just for like 2 years, 3 years. Pay him some money, stick it out, build a team, and then find a quarterback, like you said, a mobile quarterback like him. Boom, and then he could either be a backup or he could phase out and at least have his chance. I mean, I think Denver would probably be a good place for him. Denver or.
No, he don't have a chance to win in Denver though. Like if you looking at it as a position of him getting like a chance to play and actually win, Denver sucks. The thing I was saying is I'd rather have him as a supporting role. Like I said, there's hella backup quarterbacks in the league that's there just to be a backup like that. He has no way of taking the start. Like other positions in the league, their backup has a chance to take the job from them.
Yeah.
Most of these teams in the NFL, the backup quarterback is not there to actually fight for that position. He's there to support the starter. Like and we don't normally have black quarterback. Like the black quarterback, once he become a bum in the league, he don't get those jobs like Josh McCown and them. Like, and that's what I'm saying. We need to get more of those quarterbacks, those type of jobs.
Yeah. Well, I always believed RG3. I always believed RG3 needed to play in a better surrounding. Like, dude, the NFC for a quarterback like him.
They didn't protect him good enough. Yeah. He got hurt.
No.
Too soon.
Didn't protect him well enough.
Way too soon.
No, they didn't.
He got hurt.
But right
at the beginning of his career.
I liked him. It was one of my favorite. He was one of my favorite quarterbacks.
He ain't know how to slide. That's because he ain't know how to slide. But that's to my point. You see how now he's like he has no chance of taking a starting job from Lamar Jackson, but he's there to support him. And since he's a mobile quarterback, if Lamar do get hurt, he can step in and run the offense the same way until Lamar comes back. Like that's what you need to do with Kaepernick.
And possibly be better. Like I think RG3 got some good games in him.
No, only reason he's just not the athlete he was. Like in that, like if he's not the athlete he used to be, like he's not as fast as he used to be. That's the reason why I'm like now throwing the ball maybe, but he's not going to be a better runner than Lamar. That's the thing. Like you're not, and that offense is predicated on the quarterback running the ball. So if you're not going to be able to do what Lamar, there ain't no point. But yeah, like you can do that. Go to Arizona and help Colin Murray. Like he don't have to get a starting job.
Yeah.
Like it's a lot of bums. Like I said, there's a lot of bums that got backup positions. Like they are straight trash, but they still getting jobs.
He's
to
better
be a backup
than them
because they can support the fucking starter. Yeah, he's way better than them. Way better than a lot of these fucking backups in the league.
Well, that's what I'm saying. If he goes to Denver,
so why can't he get one of those jobs?
If he goes to Denver, he
can
actually
Denver
take it from
he's better than everybody.
Falco.
He's better than Joe Flacco. But they don't actually have a chance to win though. Like that's the thing. They don't actually have a chance to win nothing as a team. Like they need more, and he's not the type because he's 30-something. He's not Tom Brady. He's not a quarterback you can rebuild around.
What about
you got hella draft
What about
picks
San Diego?
Now.
What about San Diego behind Rivers?
Now San Diego might be different because they actually got a good team that all they needed their quarterback to play better. Like they actually got a team that can win now because the defense is good.
And that would actually put fire under Philip Rivers' ass to play better too because he might lose his job.
It actually would.
Yeah. Okay, so San Diego.
That could
San
be
Diego
a good destination.
There you go.
But who wants to play in San Diego?
Oh. Everybody. San Diego is a huge market and it's beautiful.
No, that's Eli didn't. Eli didn't. Eli cried that he wouldn't play football when them San Diego Chargers drafted that nigga #1 overall.
He's stupid.
That nigga went to New York. That's how they got him.
Yeah, he got a Super Bowl in New York though.
Yeah, he got two Super Bowls.
Two of them things. Fuck one, and he beat Tom Brady both times. He just didn't want. No, the organization of San Diego is trash. It wasn't the weather or none of that. He just didn't believe people go there and be able to win.
North Turner.
Plus, it's not a big press thing. Like, and plus, it's not big on like the media. Like, it's New York. Like New York. You feel me? Like,
he wasn't getting those Oreo commercials in San Diego.
Yeah, we want to be on Saturday Night Live in San Diego. You feel me?
Yeah. All right. Well, this has been an awesome conversation. I'm gonna end it here at